zoom around the.
I don't really care about NASCAR anyway.
I've never
I won't be sponsoring NASCAR anytime soon.
Well, you're not like a cat where you just watch some things go in circles all day long.
Yeah, I will say this. I love Richard Petty, how he stepped up and said, "Look, anybody that doesn't stand for our national anthem, they'll be driving a Greyhound bus before they'll be driving one of my cars ever again."
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way it should be handled.
Hey, good job to the NFL for what they did.
Finally.
What'd they do?
They basically put a policy out and said that if you don't stand for the national anthem, you get fined. Actually, I think the owner gets fined.
Yeah, team gets fined,
which means you gonna get fined.
But they basically said, look, if you don't want to stand for the national anthem, you don't have to. You can stay in the locker room and then come out after it's done.
Totally legit.
That's smart.
Yeah. So, it's fine.
And it's just 2 years late.
Yeah. Right. Well, the problem that people do is they don't come up with the rules. They don't comment, and they allow all this fodder to keep going and going and going and get worse and worse. Anyway. Let's move off of that and let's do today's.
I just want to point out that
what?
Facebook just kicked us offline.
Facebook just kicked us offline. What did we say?
I don't know. I had to redo it.
All right. Well, coming back on Facebook, if you're listening, you'll see us back here in just a minute. But for now, we're going to do the stock market report, and today it's brought to you by 813 Plumber.
All right. So the stocks are up today about 1%. Stocks for the year have been pretty much sideways. You know, we've had a lot of tariff talk. Tariff talk has spooked the market quite a bit. You've had a lot of nervousness, and I think on Wall Street from with the North Korea situation. Thankfully, that's somewhat resolved. I was pretty surprised actually that last week, when the summit was back on, that there wasn't a bigger reaction from the markets. But as it
so are we going to North Korea and South Korea and talking?
Yeah, as of right now, it's the summit is being planned. It's being set up.
It's like in 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
huge.
on the 12th. Yeah. That's when their proposed date. So they might have to push it back a little bit. But and again, I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial advisor. So all I can do is tell you guys what I do. But the one company that I love right now is CVSI. CV Sciences is it's a marijuana company.
Mm-hmm.
They specialize in CBD oil. They have their products in over 1,700 retail stores. They actually are one of the only companies that's profitable in that sector. I mean, you have to search for hours and hours and hours to find a company that comes even remotely close to having as strong of financials.
Which Ryan did, by the way.
And I did that. I tried to find one.
Right.
This was brought to me by Gary, our producer over here.
Nice stock tip, Gary.
He saw them at a trade show, and they were literally, the crowd was wrapped around the building, meanwhile you've got all the big boys there. That have 3 or 4 people in their booth, and you got little CV Sciences on the second floor just dominating the program. So that was when he told us that, you and I immediately bought shares right here, right now.
We did.
That was like 3 months ago.
We're up like 400%,
600%,
600%.
Yeah, from that point,
That's like Doug finding bitcoins in his fanny pack.
Yeah, Bitcoin's down. I sold all my cryptocurrencies this week and bought CVSI. So
probably wasn't smart to sell it all because eventually will be worth something. I'm really happy about it because I bought CVSI at like $1.30, and then now it's $1.75.
Oh, so I thought you bought it like 25 cents.
I've been buying it all the way up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm holding on to almost 30,000 shares right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
all right.
I want to keep going.
Speaking of Bitcoin, Doug, you found more Bitcoins?
No. I mean, I keep buying them though. Like, I'll just buy a little bit at a time. Like every time it goes down to like 7,000,
let's check it out real quick. We haven't done a Bitcoin review in a long time.
Probably like 7,500.
And I'm with you, Doug. I still think this thing is going. I mean, it's a long-term play, but I said that since day one. It's going to be here. It's not going anywhere. Let's see what we got in the Bitcoin account here. So Bitcoin today is worth $74.30. Bitcoin Cash, I feel like I got scammed on that one. It is worth $9.86. Excuse me, got a little cough today. Ethereum, still my favorite out of all of them, is it's strong at $5.73.
Yeah,
that's still pretty strong. And then you've got Litecoin, which is just one of the cheaper ones. It's still strong at $118 a share. So
I bought Litecoin at $305. No. I sold it this week at $118.
Hey, when you're making all that money on CVSI, you got to take a loss here and there. Need it for stocks.
I was talking to one of my friends a couple months ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I just sold the farm and bought all these cryptocurrencies." Probably not a good idea, but he did make like $100,000 in the beginning of it because he got in real early. But then he like double, tripled down.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's like when people say, "Hey, I made $100,000 in Bitcoin." Did you sell it and make the $100,000, or did you make the $100,000 and lose $200 the next day?
Hey, I will say Coinbase that's the thing. That's the app.
Yeah.
I sold mine and I had the wire in my account the next day.
Really?
I was impressed. I thought they were going to take a week to settle. One day.
How about Sparkle Coin? Have you heard anything about it recently, Doug?
I haven't.
We need to check with Gary, the Sparkle Coin financier there. We're going to get an update in the break from Gary and find out about Sparkle Coin, not our Gary, another Gary. But when we get back, we're about to take a break. We're going to go ahead and do the sports, which is going to be brought to you by Suncoast Roofing Solutions. We're going to do a sports update, little NHL and NBA, and we're going to have a question for our listeners. I'd like you guys to chime in on Facebook or even call in and let us know a very important question about the NBA. If you watch the NBA.
Nobody watches.
Oh, don't spoil it, Ryan. Don't spoil it. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour, 970 Facebook Live, all over tbhh.tv. And don't forget to ask Alexa to play the Business Happy Hour podcast on iHeartRadio, and you will hear the best podcast on the planet. We'll be back in just a minute.
Friends, it's Frank Coto again with Lincoln Lending Group. I wanted to take a moment and tell you what 813 Mortgage and the You Drop the E, We Drop the Fee slogan means. What it means is we're not going to charge you any underwriting fees, processing fees, bank fees, or junk fees. Do me a favor and look at your last closing statement from your last mortgage. See what the bank or the mortgage broker charged you. I'll guarantee in most cases it was over $1,300. That's what you're going to save if you come to Lincoln Lending Group and give us an opportunity to earn your business. We're a wholesale mortgage lender. We have the lowest rates in town, so call 813 Mortgage today. And don't forget, you drop the E, we'll drop your fee. Hi friends, it's Frank Coto again with Lincoln Lending. Hey Tampa Bay, it's Frank Coto, president of the Lincoln Lending Group and 813 Mortgage. I'm coming to you live from the lobby of our brand new building at 6944 West Lineball Avenue, right outside of West Chase. I want to take a moment and thank all of you for helping us make this dream come true and be in business for 15 years. We are here to serve the Tampa Bay community and the rest of Florida for all your lending needs. Some of the programs that I'd like to talk about for just a moment would be our VA loan. Thank you for your service to all of the veterans, and in return for that, we're not going to charge any veterans any fees ever. That's no processing fee, no underwriting fee, and no bank fee. And as a matter of fact, our veterans can qualify with a credit score as low as 550. For people who are not veterans, they could get an FHA loan with a credit score as low as 500. And don't forget about our exciting subprime products like 1 day out of bankruptcy, foreclosure, and short sale, as well as our bank statement programs, where instead of W-2s, tax returns, and pay stubs, you just provide 24 months of your personal or business bank statements, and you can get a loan and make the dream happen for your family as well. Please don't forget to call us at 813 Mortgage, where you drop the E and we'll drop the fee. Thanks again.
With Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We're having too good of a time on the break right there. We're going to go into this right away, and then we have a controversial happy hour that we might have to discuss. Very controversial. Just kind of weird, if you ask me. But first, we're going to do the Sports Minute here. It's brought to you today by Suncoast Roofing Solutions. You call them at 888-888-ROOF for all your roofing needs. And starting tomorrow, you're going to start hearing the new Suncoast Roofing commercials as well on the radio. But, Doug, let's talk sports.
Oh man, the only sports I know is going to be the
NHL.
Gosh, NHL can't even speak right now.
He's
so
starstruck.
the Vegas, Vegas is tied with Washington 1-1.
1-1. So what do you think?
Everyone seems to think Vegas is going to sweep them, but I'm completely against that.
Well, because we're talking. Go ahead.
The sweep is over, right?
Meaning they're going to they're going to take the series, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, you got Capitals who are big and fast and strong.
Yeah, I mean, so the last few games when the Capitals beat the Lightning, and they just beat us up.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally...
That Ovechkin, man, that guy is something
Well, I mean, he's been in the league like 10, 12 years, and he hasn't won yet. I mean, they've been a solid team. They just can't get through the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, Vegas, that loss that the Capitals dealt them was only their second of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, they've been awesome. I mean, they're a great team.
I think exceptionally well. I mean, think of that.
I think Vegas is the exact same as the Lightning.
Loss.
Vegas is the exact same as the Lightning as far as like speed. They're a solid team.
and the Capitals just beat us up and we lost. So I don't think it's going to be a very good series.
Well, it'll be good for Vegas if it goes to Game 7. That's for sure.
So I guess the Lightning just probably need to get a couple more bruisers.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
We'll see. I mean, we lost a bunch of coaches. They fired like 2-3 coaches.
Well, Yzerman's going to be. He'll get it. He'll get that thing righted.
Yzerman's been great. I mean, he's the one that's brought us a lot of key players. So
yeah,
we're not losing. Awesome. Are we losing any players or anything?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, we need to get some big old 6'6".
But that's the thing is the league has gone away from big bruisers. You know, what I mean, the bigger guys are able to skate. That's the thing is you have these like some of the older guys that are big, they couldn't skate.
Right.
So that's the way the whole league is going.
No, I know, but the Caps, man, they just beat us.
Oh, down. I mean, there was one game. It was like 39 hits to our 16.
Oh my god! Yeah, and you just tell like our guys were literally hurt.
Yeah, I mean, what Kucherov was getting frustrated because every time he got the puck, he was getting hit.
Plowed.
Right. Oh, plowed. So he has his head down half the time just because like, are you serious? Can't even get a shot off.
Maybe we'll watch Game 3 tonight. Who knows?
Is that tonight?
Yeah, it is.
Tonight.
All right, there we go. Game 3. Well, that's if you're not listening on Sunday.
Yeah, so I guess
you're watching Game 4.
We talk about sports, the NBA. I mean, I haven't watched the NBA in like 25 years.
Well, let's start by telling people what's going on in the NBA. It's Golden State and Cleveland are in the finals. Golden State is up 1-0, but I'm with Doug. I don't think I've watched the NBA since Jordan left.
Well, I used to love watching NBA, but when they went on strike, it was probably 25 years ago. I just stopped watching it because I'm like, are you serious? You guys are striking. You make all this money and you went on strike?
Yeah, it's definitely bad. I think I stopped watching it right after I started, which was actually no legit. I remember when I was a kid and I was watching the Pistons take on the Los Angeles Lakers when there was Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas. This is like 1990.
Good old days.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. My mom let me stay up and watch those West Coast games.
Wow.
And I mean, it was like I was little, so here I am watching these games that go until midnight, 1 o'clock. And I fell in love with sports watching that series when we lost. The Pistons
So I mean,
lost,
basketball is very much like hockey. It's a great sport to watch in person. I can't stand football or baseball in person. It's just so boring to sit there and watch it.
And then the Pistons went on to win 2 in a row, back to back. They were the bad boys. Remember that?
Yeah.
Rodman, all those Lambeer.
Yeah.
and then Jordan, of course, was just he was in a different league. And now they're saying that LeBron is better than Jordan.
Right, that's the question. That's what
about Wilt Chamberlain.
I don't count Wilt Chamberlain.
Why not? I mean,
he was like 14 feet high.
It doesn't matter. He was still a stud back in the day.
He averaged 101 points per game.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing is you can't. It's like comparing it's the eras. You know what I mean? You have Tiger Woods and you have Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer and you have there's all these different players.
Yeah.
So I mean, Michael Jordan was dominant in his era, but
well, how do you compare? How do you say who's the best guy ever, right? Jordan, I know what you're saying, the era thing.
I don't think you can compare. It's
like, would you say if they went 1-on-1, who would win?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Wilt was a center, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. So they can't really go 1-on-1. I mean, you look at it. You got to look at championships.
I mean, Jordan probably has the most championships.
So 6, right?
Yeah, 6. I think Wilt Chamberlain probably has 4. A lot too. I don't know, but
Gary, Wilt Chamberlain championships.
All I can tell you is that if I had to put money on it, and you could go back and if you could bring LeBron back into Jordan's time when it was his heyday, and they win it 1-on-1, I would love to see that. I think everyone would, but I think Jordan would win.
I kind of feel the same way. Although the other day I was in the same argument, and the argument to the other guy was LeBron's defense was better than Jordan's.
No way.
But then you have to think back. Jordan was he would steal a ball from the guys left and right.
Yeah, dude, there's no comparison on Jordan's.
Now, what are the size of the two?
Jordan's 6'6", right?
6'6" Jordan, right?
He only's got 2.
Wilt's only got 2.
Wilt only has 2. Sorry.
What about LeBron?
Yeah, we'll have to check LeBron. Now, how tall is LeBron? Is he like 6'8"?
Yeah, he's a little bigger than Jordan.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's bigger. He's more of a power forward, isn't he?
I think so.
He plays
here. 6'8", 250 pounds.
Yeah, Jordan was like 6.
He's 6'6". I'm 100% sure of that.
But he was like 6'6", like low 200s.
Oh, for sure. If you think you can hit 200, probably 200 wet.
6'8", 250.
Yeah, there you go.
6'8",
what was Jordan?
Yes, he's a big
3
dude.
NBA championships.
Only 3. He's only half as good as Jordan.
Only half as good.
I think when you look at Jordan, his ability to work with his teammates and bring elevate everyone's game.
Right. I agree with that statement a lot. Yeah, I mean, Scottie Pippen was a great player, but obviously
LeBron does not need anyone else on the team.
Exactly, he's a one-man team.
Yeah, all he needs.
Every team he's gone to, they've done well because he dominates.
Right. Somebody said the exact same thing. The time he just played the entire game the other day. right? Had the ball the whole time.
Yeah, you know, I think
that's an embarrassment for the team.
Classic example of LeBron not being able to really work with other great players is in Miami. Remember when he went there? Yeah. There was who they had? They had Dwayne Wade,
LeBron, and who was the other guy? There was
Chris.
a third guy.
He was a superstar.
I don't know. I don't watch basketball.
Yeah. See, there you go. There's the answer. So
yeah, but really, he had 5. There was 5 All-Stars on that starting lineup. And they lost in the finals.
Yes.
Yep.
I think they ended up winning 1, but man,
that team was better than the dream team we put in the Olympics.
Seriously, they could have smoked the dream team. You know,
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
That's it. See, I got the Chris part right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. That was pretty good. Yeah. So all right. So we're gonna vote here. I'm going Jordan.
I'm going Jordan.
I'd say Jordan.
Gary.
I'm Jordan.
Was that peer pressure? Was that peer pressure?
I'm from Indiana, man.
Verlander, what do you think?
Our producer does not watch basketball.
Hey, so. I'm with you, man.
Wait, hold on. Let's take a vote on that. Raise your hand if you watch basketball. Ooh, hey, we're not endorsed by the NBA here on 970.
Okay, I guess our opinions really don't matter then. You know, we don't even watch this stuff that we're talking about.
Hey, listeners, raise your hand if you. Oh, no, call in if you watch basketball. Nope, nobody. Call in if you're listening. Oh, crap. We're having too much fun. Yeah, so all right, so there's your answer, guys. So how about now we're going to jump into the business tip of the week. The business tip of the week is going to be brought to you by yours truly, 813 Mortgage, for all your lending needs, 813mortgage.com. The biz tip of the week, guys, this week, and we need your opinions. I say the biz tip is be ready to change with your market. And what I mean by that is that the markets are ever changing. I mean, with like Doug, your market is almost seasonal, right? But you still, when the real estate market gets a bit faster and whatnot, you go up. But when it starts to slow down, your market changes to more like re-roofs and repairs and stuff.
Yeah. So what happens is, you know, when it's when the market slows. I mean, right now a lot of people have money, so they're putting new roofs on their homes.
Right.
When the market slows, there's going to be a lot more repairs. So then you have to build up your repair division.
It becomes a necessity at that point.
And I mean, so what would happen is, you know, I may pull back a crew and turn them into 2 repair crews. So that way we have a lot more repairs going.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about for the business owners out there. Is Doug makes these changes because he foresees these changes coming in the market, and he has to make changes internally. Which at Lincoln Lending we do the same thing. We make changes internally. I'm going to go to Ryan here, and then we're going to jump back into the actual market. But we do things when we see the rates going up. You know, for instance, rates are up, refinances are gone. So if you're a mortgage company and you're focusing on refinance business and the rates are high, you just probably lost 50 to 70% of your business. Now, Ryan, how about your company? When the market changes, what are you guys doing?
Well, it constantly changes, and you have to be able to foresee that type of stuff happening, and then you have to have the gall to actually be able to
the gonads.
Yeah, the gonads to put the moves into place. No, it could take a few months for anything to actually start making a difference. We just went through a major transformation at TampaBay Plumbers, where we had 30 employees in our commercial construction division. We were working for 20 different GCs. We're now only working for 3 general contractors, and we repurposed all of that labor into our service division, which is a much more profitable business sector for us. So, you know, if we had an unlimited labor supply, we would have hired more people and just put it all into service, and kept doing the construction. But
so for you had a market factor that wasn't even necessarily the ups and downs of the economy. It was more that you needed labor.
I needed labor, and you have to focus on your most profitable business segments when you have a limited supply of labor or a limited supply of any kind of production. Yep. So any business has to look at, you have to be constantly fine-tuning your operation. Otherwise, you're on the way out.
Right, and that this tip is to keep you guys in business.
You know, there's a lot of times when you have business owners, you know, they kind of take their finger off the pulse.
Right.
And they're just kind of letting their companies run itself, and they don't really see the changes because they're not really involved as much. So, you know, that's another thing, is just being involved. You know, you don't have to be working in your company every single day, all 8 hours a day.
Exactly. You don't have to micromanage.
Yeah, but you have to understand what everything's, what's going on and where things are heading. You know, that way you can, head it off before there's any problems.
That is the gist of our tip, guys, is have your finger on the pulse, know when the changes are going to come, and then I like Ryan's comment is you got to have the gonads to make that change. Because that those changes are not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, well, also those changes cost money. A lot of people, if your company's running, too lean and you don't have cash flow and you're struggling to survive, and then you put a change in place and it takes 4 months to change, you can go out of business.
That's right. That's right. So and most business goes only lasts 5 years. That's a statistic. But listen, you're listening to the business. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour on 970. We're going to be back in just a minute. We're going to talk about where is our market going. Our interest rates going up. Is 2020 going to be the end of days? You're listening to the Business Happy Hour. Ask Alexa. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8-star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online and look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour here on 970 with Ryan from 813 Plumber, Doug from 888-888-ROOF, and myself from 813mortgage.com. So, guys, every week we try to give you a business tip of the week. Sometimes we miss it because we have these incredible guests like Ashley Moody on the show.
We blanked out the whole show.
Yeah. I really should go back to that show.
Yeah.
We were, look, not only was she, I keep doing it, I'm sorry, but not only was she cool, was she down to earth, she was great looking, she was happy, she was the best guest. I loved it.
You know what,
She's super down to earth.
When the first segment started, all of a sudden I was just like blown away.
Yeah.
She's going to be the next attorney general.
She will be.
And I hope who knows where that woman could go.
She's going up.
She's going way up.
Yeah, I'm seeing her in the White House. Speaking of the White House, totally diverting here because we're way past national news, but up on our screens, I just have to say it, that looks like the top Kim Jong-un aide has arrived at the White House. He's expected to deliver a letter and actually meet directly with the president. I think this might be the first time that's ever happened.
So this letter is hasn't been seen by anyone else. Is that what this is?
Well, Doug was saying it's going to be one letter, and it's going to be the letter I with his middle finger, which would actually be really fun if he went in there and
flew all the way to North Korea.
Right.
What if it's a picture of Kim's face? Just
what if it's an autographed picture of Kim?
He's got the
an autographed picture of him in a bathtub full of Jack Daniels.
He's like a huge partier, and
yeah. Why do you think he had Rodman over there?
Oh, yeah.
He likes dudes in dresses. So, I don't know. But I thought that was kind of interesting news. So going back to our business tip having to do with the market in general, what I'm reading, guys, is that everybody's talking about, is there going to be another bubble? Is the market going to burst? What's going to happen out here in the real estate world, which affects all of our businesses? And what the most recent news is that because the Fed continually is raising the prime rate, which right now is, I looked it up a second ago, I think it's up to
4.75.
Yeah, 4.75%.
Wow.
I don't think those people know what they're talking about.
That's like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, before 10 years ago.
Those rates, all it's going to do is going to definitely affect the ability to purchase at higher prices. Prices will begin to
level out.
They'll begin to level out. You'll have more normal housing appreciation. Prices shouldn't be going up 10 to 15% a year.
No, definitely not.
That's a very unhealthy
the only
situation.
strong thing Florida has right now is that more people are moving into Florida than moving out.
Doug, you hit it on the head.
Whereas when 07, 08, we had all these big crises with all the hurricanes coming through, the insurance companies were jacking up rates.
Right.
There's a big problem with a lot of these different things. So more people are actually moving out of Florida.
It was a perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm. Well, right now, a lot of the baby boomers are retiring. A lot of them are moving to Florida, and we're a lack of housing right now. So, I don't see it going down anytime soon. They're saying 2020.
Going down is the only way it's going to go down is if there's a recession.
And I don't. Well, we may have a recession, but I'm saying our fundamentals for real estate is fairly solid right now.
It is absolutely strong. The thing that people need to remember is that historically housing is appreciated about 3.5% year over year, and that's a normal, healthy housing market. We've had 10-15% appreciation ever since the government started to get involved in housing.
Right, to artificially hold down the interest rates.
Yeah, and not just that, but since they created the mortgage-backed securities and all of these instruments have started to artificially jack up the housing market, and it's not healthy. When you start to do that, that's when you have the collapses. Now, I will say this, the difference between 07 and now is the fraud is almost eliminated.
Oh yeah, because they've made it a lot more difficult to get the financing.
But also, you had a lot of these big investment banks and institutional banks coming in and buying a ton of real estate. Whereas back in 07, 08, it wasn't banks buying real estate; it was individuals.
Right.
And when things went sour, individuals they couldn't afford it, so they dumped them all. Where these big banks aren't going to be able to do that.
No. Well, the thing of it is you don't have the fraud. I think in every single major housing collapse that has happened in the history of the United States, fraud has been one of the major indicators. You look back in the Great Reset, the Great Depression, and this most recent one, fraud was 4 or 5%. the stated income loans. You can't do that stuff now.
I think that was even understated, Ryan. I think it was probably even worse. But what the data is suggesting kind of mimics what you're saying, is that we will see a check back. The market will slow down, and I don't believe a bubble is going to burst. And I'm going to give you two different bubbles, because we're talking national and we're talking local.
Right.
For all of our listeners, okay, here in the local market, I believe in what Doug's saying, is that we have our own, kind of sequestered bubble over here that will never burst like the rest of the nation, because we now have way more people moving here than anywhere else. And the one thing that we've noticed in my market over being in the business 18 years is that regardless of what happens with interest rates, if people need to buy a house, they're still going to buy a house. And if they're relocating or buying for a bigger family or buying a new house, I mean, look at our parents. They paid 12 to 15% interest.
Right.
They still bought homes.
Exactly.
Right. It's going to slow down for everybody else. And I think you made a great point that the rise in interest rates restricts people's ability to buy more expensive homes.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yep.
So we have to come back to reality.
And then prices may not tank, but they're going to level off and maybe drop down, because when rates go up, housing prices go down.
Right.
Exactly.
They have to. It has to level it off somehow.
This is going on in all sectors, not just housing. I mean, look at automobiles. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
With rising rates, you can't afford a $78,000 car.
I'm sorry. Look at Ford. I mean, they're literally saying, the cost of vehicles is ridiculous. So they're
just
saying
came out yesterday.
So they're going to sell trucks only. They're not going to sell any more passenger vehicles.
Really?
That's kind of what they're saying. They're going to sell their most popular vehicles, which is F-150s.
So yesterday I heard a news report, and it said that the average price for a new car, for a monthly car payment, I don't even know if it's a new car, monthly car payment in the United States is what? Guess. What's the average monthly payment?
$250.
I would say $620.
$525.
$525.
Just a few years ago, it was $300.
So here's crazy. It's something crazy. So in 2005, we bought an F-350 dually for $45,000.
Okay.
I just spent $83,000.
And he just spent $83,000. So
Double
in
the
10
money?
years, it's doubled. How is that possible?
And actually,
materials doubled?
I didn't get the most expensive trim package.
How is that?
either.
How is that even? How is that humanly
all the bells and
possible?
whistles, but I didn't get the
Tell me.
platinum.
Tell me how that's possible.
The only way that makes any sense is if the cost of the materials has gone up, which the technology's gotten better.
The technology is major.
Yeah,
the technology is major. I mean, my headlights are $4,000.
That's true. Now you got these HIDs that look around the corner for you. Hey guys, we gotta get off the air here. I do want to do a quick tease for all of our listeners. On June 15th, we're gonna have another incredible show. We're gonna have Ed Norris, the actor from The Wire, HBO series The Wire, on our show. He's also the police commissioner in Baltimore. Look it up. Check out Ed Norris. Get ready for that show, and make sure you stay tuned with CVSI. You guys are listening to the Business Happy Hour here on 970, and don't forget to ask Alexa to listen to our podcast. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.